Hello, everybody. Welcome to Building Brand You, the show where we help you accelerate your success by getting you more clients, more revenue, more business, and more opportunities by unlocking your greatest asset, you. My name is Kym Hamer, and I'm an international business coach, speaker, and serial entrepreneur. And in today's episode, I am thrilled to share that we'll be chatting with the one and only Jillian Michaels. Now, Jillian is a certified nutritionist and trainer. She's a US entrepreneur. And for those of you who don't know that name or wonder where you've heard it before, Jillian Michaels was brought to our attention on the US TV show, The Biggest Loser. Jillian has built a formidable platform for her health and wellness message. She is a powerhouse of energy and drive and is an example of passion and doing what it takes to get ahead in your business. So join me in conversation with the fabulous Jillian Michaels. Well, hello, Jillian. Brilliant to actually spend some time with you today. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So one of the things that I wanted to ask you about was Jillian Michaels, the brand. I'm a business coach and I work with a lot of individuals around building brand you. And I wonder whether you could think back to the moment when you thought to yourself, actually, Jillian Michaels needs to be a brand.
I actually know exactly when that moment was. So I'm going to try to make a very long story short here, but I want to give it context. I started training at 17, fell into it, was training for my black belt, was making $5 an hour delivering pizza, was asked if I would train someone by people who saw me working out at the gym, so fell into it. Did it for many, many, many years. Decided at 24 I needed to get a responsible job. Got a desk job, hated it, never made less money in my entire life, never been more miserable. And lesson there, the more security you seek in life, the less you're going to have. Do what you love, take risks. Putting that lesson aside. Fall back into training at 27 years old. Recognize that I truly love it. It makes me happy. Decide I need to build a business, right? A real business so I'm not working hand to mouth, client to client. Okay, great. End up opening up a sports medicine facility by the time I'm 29. End up on a show in America called The Biggest Loser, thinking I was going to brand my sports medicine facility. So we had a chain of gyms in America called Curves that were doing great. And I thought, why can't I do that? I'll do that. That's what I'll do. So I end up on this television show. And I realized that I have a platform for me, but not my gym. So I thought, okay, hold on a second. If I have this huge platform, what did Martha Stewart do? She ran a catering company out of her basement. What did Cesar Millan do? He's a guy who really liked dogs. Like what did Coco Chanel do? Or she was an orphaned seamstress who liked fashion. So I thought, all right, well, I'm a kid that did lunges to fit into skinny jeans and feel more confident. So if they can do what they love and build this massive brand, why can't I? And I had the platform, and then it became a matter of understanding the business of branding. But that really was the moment. I would say I was about 30, and I'd been doing it for 13 years. Wow. So I was a little late to the game there, but thank God not too late.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think 30 is quite young because I think a lot of us come to our own sense of who we are and I guess personal brand a lot later. We don't often have perhaps the lesson early like you did, even though you think it was quite some time before you picked up the ball.
I fought it. I fought it for a long time because I kept thinking, well, this isn't the responsible thing to do. This is what I should do, right? You get so caught up in living the life you think you should that you forget you should be living the life you really want. So I made all those mistakes, which benefited me though, because now I have the knowledge to make better choices. And it served me, right? These lessons, these failures, these setbacks, we grow from them and they just prepare us for the right opportunities that are waiting around the corner in life for us to be ready.
I couldn't agree with you more. That's been my experience of coming out of corporate life and becoming an entrepreneur. Actually, exactly that. 3 years
exactly
ago. Yeah. Yeah. So just building on from that, do you think there's a difference between being your true self and being a brand? And if you think there's a difference, then what do you think that difference is?
There are two, in my opinion, different types of brands. There's the Michael Jordan brand, and he has one of the most successful, long-lasting brands in the business. He's one of the most beloved figures, I can at least say, in America. And he hasn't played basketball in 20 years. I don't even know. Michael Jordan does not take a political position on anything. Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan. He is Michael Jordan, the athlete. He is Michael Jordan, the businessman. And he doesn't engage. He just does not. He's like, this is not my lane. And he stays out of it. Now, that is a very, I don't know what he believes. I don't know what he supports. I don't know. And I don't care. I love my Air Jordans. That path is definitely a safer one. Now, you got a person like me, and while I don't get out of my lane, right? I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I'm not going to tell you to go vote. That is not what I do. It's out of my lane. I also, the Jillian Michaels brand is one that is polarizing because I'm going to say what I think. I'm going to say that like keto is bullshit or being obese is not healthy. Like I'm going to tell you the truth about things, and that's my brand. So who I am authentically comes out there. You see, I am transparent about parenthood. I'm transparent about running my business. I'm transparent about my failures and setbacks. So that you got to make a decision, right? It works for my brand. It wouldn't work for someone like Michael Jordan. He wouldn't be able to sell as many shoes. You've got to decide what is it that you're selling and does it serve you or not? And then pick a path. There's only two. Pick one.
Aha, choose. 5, 4, 3,
Pretty
2, 1,
much.
choose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So my last question is we all start out somewhere building our own brand, and it takes some time, I think, to develop and morph into who that really is. And I think it continues to grow. But back when we first start, what would be your advice to people who are just starting out on the journey of building themselves as a brand? What are some of the things that you would recommend they do every day, consistently, over time?
Okay. Well, the first one is it does have to start with you, no matter how much you choose to share. You've got to be authentic about it, right? And passionate about it. You've got to make sure that if you want this brand to last, it's solid. If I make you a promise that in 30 days, if you follow this, you'll lose 10 pounds, I make sure if you follow it, you lose 10 pounds because you're like, well, she made this promise. She said if I read this book, I would master my metabolism. She said if I did this, I would lose 5 pounds in 30 days. I deliver on that promise. Now, in order to do that, it comes from the authenticity and the passion to do the work, to do the research, to make a product that's solid and delivers on your promise. So it's passion, it's perseverance, and it's patience, right? Continuing to wait it out. There's no such thing as an overnight success. You've heard about the actors who went on 10,000 auditions before they got one job. You've heard about the musicians who got turned down by every record label and then made their own CDs back in the day and became Jay-Z, right? Or Macklemore. So that's critical. You've got to ride it out. It's a matter of attrition in large part, being the last man standing. You've got to make sure your product is the best quality it can possibly be. And you've got to come from the heart and be authentic because people smell bullshit and they run the other way. Then beyond that, you've got to also take time to educate yourself on building a brand. Study other brands. What was their trajectory? What moves did they make? I studied Oprah Winfrey like crazy. And she had a guy named Jeff Jacobs who she hired to run her business. I went and I found a Jeff Jacobs. I was like, all right, I need a guy that's all in, that's invested in my business and that understands these vertical businesses. I went and got a guy like that. But I studied it. I didn't know how to build those businesses, and neither did Oprah. She found someone who did. I was like, aha. So I found someone who did. So you take what works and you leave what doesn't. And while the world has changed, right? There is no such thing as daytime TV anymore. It doesn't work here in America. It was the biggest thing in the world back when Oprah was doing it. So that's not going to be a way forward. But what am I learning? Aha, a platform. What else am I learning? Aha, a platform I control. Aha, right? You can do that on an app, on a blog, on a podcast, on a YouTube channel. So study what other brands and businesses have done and act accordingly. So those are my two, the most I can give you without spending all day with you, which I'd love to do. But
And wouldn't that be great? But we do have limited time. Yeah. Look, so Jillian, I just really want to thank you. It's been absolutely fantastic to share these 3 questions with you and to explore them with you. Have a brilliant evening from London in the UK, and hopefully I'll get to talk to you soon.
I certainly hope so. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Thank you for listening to the Building Brand New podcast. I'm Kym Hamer, and if you've enjoyed this episode, please leave me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Connect with me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and for all the latest news and tips, become a member of the brand new Building Brand New Facebook group. I help people to accelerate their success by unlocking their greatest asset. If you'd like to find out more, please book in for a free 20-minute coaching call at bit.ly/BBY chat. Accelerate your results by unlocking your greatest asset, you.